Yeah, so thanks for doing it. I appreciate
No problem.
it. What inspired you to start music?
Well, I've always loved entertainment. Growing up in Ireland, like my dad and his brothers and sisters, he's a huge family. Irish people, big families, and they always would play instruments, like musical instruments. So it's always been in me since I was young, but I was never really confident enough to sing or to like express that. So I grew up like dancing and I was in stage school and doing shows. And then after college, I moved to Australia and I was like, I really want to like try singing. Like I really want to give it a shot. So I found a really good singing teacher in Australia. And then she was like, you have a perfect voice for radio, like a perfect pop voice. And I was like, okay, like that was like a confidence booster for me. So then after that, I went to a dance school in New York to train as a dancer, Perry Dance School. And it was, you were on a visa for a year. And then while I was there on that visa, I ended up being able to get citizenship because my mom was born in Brooklyn. So I got citizenship, and then I ended up just like kind of going out and performing open mics by myself. And one open mic in Brooklyn, this like rap group was there, and one of the guys main liked my little performance. It was like Nicki Minaj Starships, I think, and he was like, "I'd like to help manage you," and I was like, "Okay." Like I was so innocent, I didn't know anything at that point. And he and then his friend Preem kind of helped taught me how to like songwrite. They would bring me to the studio with them all the time with like 11 rappers. And so I got like really quick at learning how to write songs quick because you had to be able to write a song quick enough, like a verse or a hook, so that your verse or hook could get on the song. Like it was kind of competitive.
Yeah.
So I went that way. So even now I write really quick when I write. And then I would just kind of go around Brooklyn and Manhattan with them. Like they would be performing at all these venues and I would come out and like sing the hooks of songs, kind of like a Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas type thing. And that was really fun. And then from there, I just kind of started going to like some a studio manager saw me at one of my performances and asked me to come record at his studio. And from there, then I started getting more into like really writing like proper pop tracks and kind of developing my own sound. And then I just did that for a few years in New York. And then eventually I started making my own videos, independent. And then I moved out to LA because a lot of my creative friends were out here. And now I'm just here continuing the journey, hopefully getting better.
I listened to your music today. I love that there's like a hip hop thing going on in there as well because I love my hip hop.
It's
Absolutely
always
love
going to
it.
be in there. It's always going to be in there. One of my songs, Spin, that's only available on my website right now. I actually want to put it out on all music platforms soon. That's one of my favorites because it really gives me that like grit that I got in New York. But then the hook is very like a singer, like pop singer, and it's kind
Yeah.
of like that's how I got into music. So it's like I'm me personally. I'm like you. Like I love hip hop music. Like it's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Well, that was
Yeah.
it. That's why I was like, I was a bit excited about doing it because obviously I've not spoke to an Irish musician yet, and I've been trying to, and then
Oh,
I've got an Irish hip hop musician, which I love. I love both, so it's great. What
yeah.
what was it like growing up in like the small where was it the small Irish village again? I did read it, but it's Glasson or Glasson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glasson. Oh, I like that. You did your
How did
research.
that sort of shape your music sound? Because you
I
didn't really
mean,
associate with hip hop.
oh, it's so crazy, right? Because I've lived like all over the world. I've lived in France, Australia, Ireland, everywhere. And my village is so tiny. There's only 200 people, but it's so energetic, like everyone there. So like I had everything in Ireland. Like I was influenced by all types of music. Like being from a small village, I don't know, like the community is so tight, like everyone knows everyone. And it was just very, you think like, oh, it's kind of like backwards and you wouldn't know much about the world, but it really prepared me for going out into the world. Like I never felt when I was in a big city like New York or now Los Angeles or Hollywood, like I still feel like Glasson was big. I don't know if that makes sense, but like there
Yeah.
was big characters, big energy, like everyone knew everyone. It was always something happening, fun. And I just from there, like my sisters, they always were into like American type music. We were growing up like the charts in America. We were always into like whatever was going happening in the UK. We got it all in Ireland. Like when I was a teenager, I got into like hip hop young, like Eminem, 50
Yeah.
Cent when they came out, they kind of brought hip hop like to Ireland, I think. And I just fell in love with it. And so from there, it was just, yeah, that's kind of how it developed. It was always um, music in Ireland. Like it's all everything was with music. Like all our family events revolved around music, or we'd all be so excited to wait for Friday night to go to the club, to go out to listen to all the new music. Like it was just it's really, really big in Ireland. Like it's
I love
heavily
that there's music on everywhere you go in Ireland, pretty much as well, like live music.
everywhere. Oh, yeah, right. So if you go to Galway in Ireland, which I used to
Yeah,
go to,
so my family are from Mayo, so we all spend
like,
a couple of days in Westport and go down to Galway for a couple of days.
so May
And
is
it's
really near me in the middle of
oh, is
Ireland.
it?
I'm from Westmeath. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I always tell people to go to Galway because that's where like you go into well everywhere, but Galway particularly, like you go into the pubs and someone's playing a fiddle or someone's getting up doing just randomly singing, or I love that. Like I love that culture and the and it's raw. That's why I wanted to do those acoustic versions, like of me just
Yeah.
singing with the guitar because that's kind of what I come from, really.
Yeah, I always think acoustic versions really like sort of showcase your voice as well, and it always sounds better, I think.
Totally. And every time I sing live, people are always like, "Oh, I didn't expect your voice to sound like that." Because I think when you do the pop tracks and you're working with hip hop artists, like sometimes your voice can just it can just be like, "Oh yeah, like she just did that with like an auto tune or whatever." So I wanted to like sing live, like stripped back versions because I really do love to sing. Like it's
Yeah, well, when you get obviously when you record it as well, it gets like the polish up, doesn't it? So when you're doing your acoustic, you can hear it properly. Then it's great.
totally. And that was hard for me when I started working in studios because when I was in Brooklyn, like the guys, we would record and then we would put it on the record. We weren't using any of these effects or anything. And so all our voices were really raw, but it just gave it this extra energy. And so when I started going to like studios like in Manhattan, like up on like 34th Street and 14th Street, and they were, making everything sound so polished and perfect and like a pop sound. I hated the mixes when I got it back because I felt like I sounded like a robot. So it took me a minute to really get used to like the live recordings versus like what they do in the studio. And it works. And like that's what people do want to hear. And like autotune has got huge over the last few years. But that's why I was kind of like, okay, I need to like put out some like stripped back acoustic versions. So I have a few more that I'm doing because I think that's really important for people to connect with your voice, not what they're like hearing on the records sometimes.
Oh, definitely. Are you ever sort of are you ever satisfied with the final product when you get a recording?
Never. I have a
Nah.
big problem.
Do you know what? I've asked that question to a few musicians and nobody said yes yet.
So
I just wonder if somebody is like,
no, sometimes it's so bad that like right now I'm recording a new album, so I'm in the studio a lot, and my vocal coach Haven's helped me with everything. And she like so we'll leave the studio and they'll give me a mix, to listen to in the car on the way home or whatever. And then she'll text me like the next day and she'll be like, "So how did it sound? Like how is it? Like do we need to make changes? What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm not able to listen to it. Like I'm too nervous to listen to it because I get so disappointed. Like I really have to like calm myself down, have a cup of tea, have no one in the room to listen back to a mix because I get so upset when I listen back. And it takes me a lot of versions to like I keep going back to like get like make it different, different, different. And honestly, I think a first mix is never the best anyway. Like it does take a few. I think even Kanye West said for his song Stronger, I think there was something like 101 mixes submitted before.
yeah, he's a bit obsessive anyway, and he Kanye West with everything.
Yeah.
What's the music scene like in LA when you're like, because obviously I'm just used to the UK sort of grubby pubs and watching bands in bars and arenas. I always think LA would be a bit glamorous for the music scene, or was it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. There's you can any night you can go to a show. Like, and it's not just. I mean, for me, I'm always going to music shows, but like a lot of my friends are actors, and even going to their shows is inspiring. Like for my own music. LA is amazing. I mean, there's always festivals going on. There's always concerts. There's always shows. And like all my friends here are in the music scene or in the acting world. So there's always one of them is always doing a show somewhere. And then there's like there's downtown LA, which is really like there's a lot of like warehouse parties. Like a lot of my friends also are in the dance community, so it's really you go to the like late night warehouse parties, and there's all like voguing happening underground. It's just like stuff you'd never even imagine. It's like really cool. New York has that too. And then the club scene is good. I kind of not really super into the club scene anymore. I did so much of that in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now, so
Yeah,
and I
I'm with you on
like
that.
I worked a lot in bottle service in New York and bars and like so I'm not super into the club scene, like here and there if it's someone's birthday, but I'm more like about going to shows. Like the other week, Lannis Morissette was just randomly in Orange County playing, and like so me and my friend like just an hour before found out and just went to the show. We went
Oh
to
wow.
Oasis here. I live right beside Inglewood where there's a huge stadium. So I'm always looking up if I have a night off and we'll just get like a last minute ticket and go.
I'd love that. I live in a little town, so you don't really get many good things like that.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, because I remember even when I lived in Ireland, like I would be waiting all year to go to a Beyonce show, you know, because it was like she was coming
Yeah.
this time and like not here. It's just like whenever you
Yeah, you've
want.
just got everything. I'm lucky. I've got London just on the train, so I can always get to a show easy enough, but it'd be
Yeah.
nice to have it at home. Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. The stadium's like 10 minutes from me. So it's like I just literally I'm there all the time. All the time.
that's it. Did you ever get a bit of a culture shock moving when you moved from Ireland to like well to America in general? Because it's massive America, ain't it?
I did. Not when I moved to Australia, I was fine because I was with like a lot of my best friends. Moving the first time I moved to New York, I was so motivated because I knew I wanted to do music and I was like, I have to do this. I want to get into this. But the first time I moved there was like by myself. I didn't have any friends with me. I didn't know anyone. I was in a dance school where like I can dance, but I'm not a dancer. You know what I mean? I really
Yeah.
did it to get into America to be able to get my citizenship. But um it was like terrifying going to the dance school because these people are like, you know, the people you'd see in Missy Elliott's music videos, literally, like literally, it's those dancers. And then people that have been doing ballet and jazz since they were 2 years old, and I can just about get like a two count at this point, and I'm like, oh my god. But it was amazing because it was for me, like I knew I was never going to be a dancer immediately a week after being in that school, but I loved it because it trained your body, and I got quicker at picking up choreography because I do choreography in my shows. But it was amazing just to observe that, you know, just to see the amount of talent around you. And I loved being around that energy. I remember the first time I walked up into Times Square by myself, I was, I just like tears started rolling down. I'm not like a super emotional person like that. Tears just started rolling down my face. And I was like, because everything was so big. And I was
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And I really wanted to go home actually the next day after that because it was just too, it was so much for me. And even Australia, like it's not chaotic like New York, or I lived in France or a few different places like New York, like it's like the busiest place in the world, especially
Yeah, it's a
Times
bit
Square,
full on, isn't it? New York.
really full on. And there was so many people, but I felt so lonely because I didn't know anyone. And I come from a village where everyone's connected and knows everyone. So that was scary. But then that was actually the week before because there was like an integration week before the school really started. So that was the week before. But once I got into the school and then got a rhythm going, I was really like motivated. And then I got a singing teacher out there in New York. So that like once I got into that and got a schedule going and a rhythm, I was fine. But that week before like the school started or I had anything like around me or knew anyone, I was really, really like I don't think I ever had anxiety like that.
Do you find it challenging with you getting your music out there and stuff? Or
Yeah, I do. I think only now I'm really like focused on what happens after I make the music. I think for so many years I was just like, because I didn't do this when I was a teenager or younger, you know, I got into this like not later in life, but a little bit compared to like people that start when they're 14. So for me, I was always just so wanting to get better. Like I wanted to like get better at the songs I was writing, get better at singing, get better at performing. So all up until now, I feel like it's not like been practiced, like because some of the songs I do feel like are really good, but it's kind of like now I feel like, okay, now I'm going to make an album and then I'm going to put money into marketing and promoting it and getting my social medias going and building my YouTube. Whereas before I wasn't super concerned with that. I think even subconsciously, but now I'm like, okay, I'm going to like really like, you know, try get my music placed and get on playlists and all those kind of things. And it is obviously it's harder being an independent artist, but I do like to have control. So I can't say it's super hard because I've never really put much effort into that side of it yet.
yeah, see, I think like streaming and stuff, I like it, but it's also makes things a lot harder for musicians, doesn't it? So easy to get your music on there, but
Yeah,
like making any sort of money from it is it's no
yeah,
good.
because it's so saturated.
Yeah, I had an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea though, but I'm gonna run it by you.
I
I
want to
thought
hear.
with like Spotify with artists that don't really make the money, have like something on it where if someone listens to your music and they like it, they can send you like money or something. I don't know. I thought maybe that's a way of helping musicians out a little bit with it because it's a bit of a shit show, I think, at the minute.
You need to talk to Spotify about that.
Yeah, no. You steal my idea now, it's on the internet. I won't get any
That's
money
a
for it.
really good. That's a really good idea. Actually, because of that reason, my two EPs that I've done, one is called Miss International and one is called Higher Ground. They're only available on my website right now to download because I didn't really feel the need to put them on Spotify because I'm not going to make anything and I need to make money because I'm independent right now to keep
I'll pay
recording.
for it.
You pay for? Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
pay for it. I
Like
always like
after.
to, if I speak to someone as well and they've got music out there you can buy anyway, I'd like to buy some it because you've done the
Yeah.
chat for me and all that. Like,
Oh, I appreciate it.
man,
Yes, that was one way for me to like kind of rectify what you're talking about. It's like I have music on these platforms to show I'm an artist so people can see, Jennie B. But these EPs, I'm just gonna have exclusively on my website. So there, yeah, as like independent artists, you have to be entrepreneurial and think of those type of things.
yeah. So a lot of people make their money through the merchandise now, don't they? Gigs and stuff.
I have a lot of merch up there too. Yeah,
Oh, they
that's
are. I'll buy a
yeah.
hat if you've got a
I
hat.
have nice hats. I have really
They
nice
are.
hats. Yeah, but I did two shows, two big shows in Hollywood, like one last year and one the year before, and it was great for an independent artist. Like I made good money, and a lot of people came. It was like really inspired me to keep going. But I made most of my money from my merch stand at the shows.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, I think. Like everyone that I sort of speak to that sort of getting to that next stage, it's the merch they make the money from. Like,
Totally,
yeah.
yeah. I like
Uh,
making the merch. It's cool.
Who would be your dream collaborations?
Dream collaborations. I think I would, for me, I think it would be, I mean, obviously, you have like the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, obviously, but like, I don't know. For me, it's rappers
Yeah,
because that's how I started. And like, there's so many rappers out now. Like, I love Gunna, like, I love his sound. Um, I don't know, like, obviously, like, I'm gonna say Eminem because Eminem is like, was just the biggest thing ever in Ireland when I was growing up. Like I just
yeah,
remember having to get his CD because I was young when he came out and having to hide it from my parents, because explicit content and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I've got the same
And
story.
I have a I have a song that I did. It's called Insanity, that it's very different from anything I've ever done. And it's like I literally just hear him on it. Like or like one of my rapper friends rapped on it when we were in Brooklyn, but I would like to do a redo of it. So I've always had that like on my like vision board. Like that would be my dream, 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 dream. Because the song is weird. It's kind of operatic, even though it's still pop. And then there's a hip hop
Yeah,
element. It's like, yeah, so he'd be my dream collaboration. Obviously Jay-Z, I'm aiming high here. Those type of people, like rappers that like really influenced me growing up. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, love her personality. And then I love Gwen Stefani. And I
yeah.
love
She's sort of making a little comeback now as well, isn't she? 'Cause I keep seeing her popping up.
I love her and I love Nelly Furtado. Um, because Nelly Furtado, like the lyrics she writes are like pop, but they're so deep actually when you really listen to her lyrics. And I feel like Gwen Stefani, like just her own career and then what she did with No Doubt was like, I just love her. I like
Yeah,
she's just
you forget that No Doubt were a bit of a ska band. Like they did some ska music, and then she went and
Scar.
did like the hip hop sort of vibe.
What's Scar?
It's like, do you know, like Madness and sort of like the old, sort of the 80s. It was like a bit of a skinhead movement in the 80s, but it was like, do you know
Oh,
Madness? The
yeah,
kind of like Must Be Love and all that. But that they were like ska music and
yeah. And even
especially
their
with
videos was like that, right? It was kind of like those that gritty, dark, black and
yeah,
white. Like, yeah.
yeah, it was great. But yeah, you forget that she's done quite a lot, like different genres and things as well.
Yeah, and her voice is so unique. I love
Yeah, it's great.
Nelly Furtado. Like I love those unique, just like Dolores O'Riordan, remember from the Cranberries? Like
Yeah, yeah,
I love unique voices like that.
yeah. I do it. What's next for you then? You got like tours and stuff planned, or are you just
I have
concentrating on the music?
right now I'm concentrating on the music. I have an album that I'm doing a lot of cover songs right now that I'm performing and putting out. And then I have some original songs that I've already put out, but that I'm doing in acoustic versions. So I might do an acoustic EP when I have all these recorded. But then the main project I'm working on now is my first album, which is going to be 10 songs. And I have it all wrote and I know exactly the way I want it. I started recording it like I'd say about 3 weeks ago, but like I'm taking this really seriously. So I'm like taking my time with them all. I'm doing like a few sessions for one song. I'm like trying to figure out like different engineers, like what I like. So that's the main thing. And then I really want to, right now, I'm really trying to build up like more of a fan base through my social medias because I want, when I do my shows, I want it to be lit. Like I want
Yeah.
it to be like an energy and a feeling, and I want people to come that like know the words to my songs. So I want to like just get a little bit more known before I start doing shows again. Of course, I'm still going to do like the Friday nights and the getting up and singing and the open mics and all that. Like, of course, you have to keep doing that as an
Yeah, it's a
artist.
lot of work, ain't it?
to do my own show because I don't do it like small. Like I have like the whole like the dancers and I have a band on stage with me. So I put a lot into it. So before I do that again, I want to have more of a fan base. And I really, 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 my sister keeps talking. I have a huge family in Ireland. They all live in the village still. But my sister's like they live stream all my shows out here. And she's like, please come do a show in Ireland. Like I'll help you set it up. I'll help you like sell tickets. So that's a big dream for me within the next year or two. I want to go to my hometown and like do a show.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, really. That was just the gist of it, like a little chat and stuff.
And then actually one of my songs, Catch a Vibe,
I've listened to
I think,
that.
yeah, a lot of people in the UK caught on to that. And I've had a lot of people DM me or email me to do shows in the UK. So when I'm ready for that, I mean, I'm Irish. Like I love coming back out there. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I like Falling in Love as well. That was a great song.
So that's a song I just did an acoustic version with my guitarist out here. So that'll be coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's
I
a
love
good song. I
oh,
like that.
thank you. Yes, we did an acoustic just like live of that. So I'll be putting that out and I'll send it to you when I put it out. That's one of my favorites. I love that song. I love
Yeah,
that
that's
song.
that's the song I was gonna have written down to post as a song of the day with you with the
Oh
video.
my God, thank you.
Yeah, I
That's
love that
crazy
song. But
that
if are you putting the acoustic version on Spotify?
I don't know. Right now it's just for YouTube to like showcase like me live singing.
Yeah.
If I get a good response from them, I definitely will do like maybe even like a 5 song EP of like acoustics of of the live version.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd
cool,
be a
man.
good idea.
That's cool. That's it, really. That was the gist of it. Like, I was enjoyed that. It was a really good chat.
Yeah, that was you're really good at this. You're really
I'm getting
you
there. When I first started doing it, I hated it. Hated
really
seeing myself on camera and seeing myself on like video and all that. It was and you never like hearing your own voice, do you? When you hear it for the first few
see,
times.
I'm the opposite of that. People say that to me all the time. I like my own voice. I think I know that's weird, but even on songs when I hear it back, but I hate watching my shows or like watching me on like I hate it. Like that I had to get really used to
Yeah,
that.
I don't like seeing myself on camera as well.
That's the
Adds
hard way.
pounds, I think. I think it adds pounds.
It definitely does.